hey, what's up mga kote? It's me, Ate Mariel, at welcome sa Avocados, where learning is the name of the game. So kung bago ka pa lamang sa aming YouTube channel, i-click mo na subscribe, like, and share button para mag-updated ka sa aming mga videos. So samahan natin si Super K sa panibagong araw at panibagong lesson na ating matututunan dito sa Avocados, at ang bagong lesson natin for today is about reproduction among Angiosperms. So ang ating goal for today is malaman natin what are the different reproduction among Angiosperms. And before we start our lesson, so we have a small and quick trivia for this lesson. So trivia: avocados have the highest number of calories of 167 compared to any fruit. So avocado is part of a diet. So sa keto diet, if I'm not mistaken, kapag nag-fasting, avocado is the best option for diet aside sa apples, oranges, and banana. So, ang avocado, so hindi ako masyadong kumakain ng avocado. So, talaga pag diet ako, ang kinakain ko lang talaga is banana, oranges, and apple. So, parang merienda ko na yun. I think the calories ng mga yun ay less than 100. Ang ating saging is 90. If I'm not mistaken, the apple is 35 and the oranges is 35 also. So, but the avocados have the highest calorie, which is 167. So, siya ang pinakamataas na calories, if I'm not mistaken, among to all the fruits. So, yan ating trivia for today. So, yan. Topic 1. Let's find out. Life cycle of all plants involve the alternation of sporophyte when organism develops from the zygote. When we say sporophyte, the organism develops in the zygote. And gametophyte, when organism produces gametes generation, meaning the occurrence of generation in alternate order, first the sporophyte generation, then the gametophyte. When we say gametophyte, so ating lagay, pag sinabi nating sporophyte, organism develops from zygote. When we say gametophyte, produces gametes generation. So, yan. Next tayo. In seed plants, the sporophyte is the flower that contains the anther. So, meron answer tuloy. It's anther. So, it's anther. So, kunin ko lang yung aking try natin yung aking stylus. It's anther. So, yan, anther. Anther. Contains the anther that produces the pollens. So, yan, at the same time, the ovary that contains egg cells is called gametophyte. So, ang ovary that contains the egg cells is called gametophyte. So, how insect help in pollination? So, ito yung sa pollination natin. So, sa next nating slide, nandun yung process. How insects help the pollination. So, this is the pollination process. The pollen grains, the pollen. So, ito yung ating pollinator, the bee. This is the pollen. This is the stigma, this is the ovule, and this is the ovary. So, next. So, ito. The lower petal of the flower serve as the landing platform of the bee. So, the weight of the insect crawling to the flower causes the anther to drop and deposit pollen grains on bee's back. So, yung bees talaga natin, diba, nagbibigay sila ng honey. So, the pollination occurs and it also give us the honey. So, sa pollination, when pollens are transferred from anther to the stigma, pollination takes place. Pollination is of two kinds, namely the self-pollination and the cross-pollination. So, next tayo. So, sa self-pollination natin, self-pollination occurs when stigma receives pollen from the same flower or the another flower of the same plant. So, pag yan na sinabi natin, self-pollination occurs when the stigma receives the pollen. So, dito sa stigma, receives the pollen. So, pag sinabi natin cross-pollination occurs when the stigma receives pollen from another plants of the same species. So, ayaw gumana ng stylus. So, yan, S yon. Plants of the same species. So, that's the difference of self and cross-pollination. So, medyo, tayo sa eraser. Burahin natin. So, medyo kumalat. So, yan. That's the difference between self-pollination and cross-pollination. So, next. Self-pollination. This is the illustration of the cross-pollination. So, di siya nawa-white. So, yan. Self-pollination, the pollination of a flower by pollen from the same time or from another same plant. So, 1, 2, 3. Pag cross-pollination, so lumipat siya dito sa kabila. So, that's the difference between self and cross-pollination. So, sa last tayo. A pollen grain has 2 sperm cells called tube cell. So, this one. Pollen grain has 2 sperm cells is called tube cell. As soon as it reaches the stigma, the tube cell elongates to form the pollen tube that goes down the style until it reaches the ovary. The 2 sperm cells move through the pollen tube. So, one sperm cell unites with the nucleus from the egg is called fertilization. So, ayaw maggumano ng ink natin. So, it's called fertilization to form a zygote. So, the second sperm cell unites with the central cell in a second fertilization process, forming the endosperm, which is a food storage that supports the embryo. Notice the double fertilization occurs. So, dito, fertilization is when the sperm cell unites with the nucleus of the egg. It is called fertilization. The second sperm cell unites with central cell in the second fertilization process is called endosperm, which is a food storage that support the embryo. Notice that the double fertilization occurs. So, thank you. Have a great day and God bless. So, click the thumbs up button if you like this video and leave a comment down below if you have suggestions, clarifications, and questions about our videos. So, see you in my next video. Bye-bye.